Well, it's time to start talking about Spider-Man 4, because Deadline has the first exclusive information on what exactly we can expect in terms of who is coming back for this project, and the director as well. And I think most people that are fans of the MCU trilogy will be happy. The director of the Spider-Man trilogy for Marvel Studios and Sony, Jon Watts, recently left the Fantastic Four reboot. But in that report, Marvel Studios and Disney parted ways with him with no bad blood between them, because he wanted to take an extensive break and go do some other projects. Well, this is where Deadline has an update. Essentially, Sony Pictures is going to continue to work with Marvel Studios and the same production teams and everybody that's worked on the trilogy. Along in this report, they reveal that Tom Holland will be back, and of course, we will once again see his friends. This would include MJ and of course Ned, so they will be picking up where they left off. On top of this, they do report that Jon Watts will be back to direct, and that this film is going to take longer because, again, they're going to take a little bit of a break. He's going to take a little bit of a break, do some other projects, and then they're going to get back to Spider-Man in due time. Meaning that more than likely, there's an agreement between Sony and Disney that's not the same thing before. Where before, prior to him joining the MCU, if Sony was not actively working on a new Spider-Man projects a year and a half to 2 years after the last one, the rights would start to revert. It sounds like that's pretty much gone because they're going to continue to just work on their partnership the way that they are, and I do think that this is the best scenario. Now, Deadline also reports that this is essentially going to be a direct continuation. It's not going to be some weird multiversal thing as of right now, like something that takes place in a parallel universe or anything. It's expected to be Marvel's Spider-Man 4. And I think honestly this is probably what we all want. I just hope that it's a smaller scale film. You know, you need to kind of take it back in after Spider-Man No Way Home. You need to kind of go on a little bit more of a personal level with how you left things. And I think that they obviously know this, so we're going to kind of get back to basics, Spider-Man alone, and then we're going to develop the story, more than likely play with some of the elements that they said that we could see playing out naturally, like people questioning these events and what happens and who is Spider-Man and how do we remember him, but not all this with who he was, you know. So there's a lot to explore there, and certainly they've teased more J. Jonah Jameson and even other villains that are still left over, so Scorpion maybe. So I think you start to kind of form a story, and I definitely think that's what they're doing. They're trying to brainstorm the best time to bring Spidey back. I honestly will not be surprised if we don't see another Spider-Man film till like 2024 or 2025, because they can take their time, give Jon Watts his break. Marvel Studios still has one more appearance left somewhere for Peter Parker, so who knows, maybe Fantastic Four, and then build off of that, and it sounds pretty awesome.